Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to episode number 137 here on season 1. And today we are talking about how do I pick my long-term stocks. So, if you're wondering what the heck I classify as a long-term stock for me is a stock that I plan on being in at least a year. I'm typically looking for something that's undervalued, paying consistent dividends for at least 5 years. And then lastly, I'm obviously I want money. There's no lastly. I just totally spaced it. Anyways, let's go ahead and I'll just walk you through the process real quick. So what I'm going to typically do is I'll go to FinViz and pull up the stock screener. I want something that's going to pay dividends, probably about over 4%. I mean, it doesn't really matter to me, to be honest. But something that's going to be paying dividends. I don't really care about price. I'm going to go to the technicals just to kind of narrow it down to maybe get a stock that is undervalued. And we're going to go to a new low on the 52-week low. This is not something you have to do for a 52-week low. You can do this on any stock. It's just a little bit easier and kind of narrows the search down. I don't search like this. If I happen to run across a stock and I run it and it's lower, then obviously I'll buy. And there we go. So we'll go to look at the charts just to pull up the actual stock that I want, which is GE, General Electric. So first of all, what you guys want to do is get acquainted with the company. Make sure you guys read what they actually do before you buy in, because the last thing you want to do as an investor is give money to somebody and you have no clue what to do. So this stock right now is $20. So the last thing you want to do, if your best friend walked up and said, "Hey, can I have $20?" You'd be like, "For what?" Well, if you're buying into GE, you're going to be like, "Hey, can I have $20?" Like, "Yeah, here you go. I don't even know what the heck you do. Like, here's $20." So we want to make sure that we actually know what the company does before we look go any further. Then I'm going to go to Yahoo Finance and type in GE, and I'm going to go from the summary to the financials. The financials are going to be the most important part for a long-term stock. What I'm looking for is general growth over the last year. This is the balance sheet. I want to go to the actual income statement. What I'm looking for is growth over the last 2-3 years. Obviously, you can get different balance sheets that will have longer, but 3 years is fine for me right now. So they did grow a little bit. Operating income versus loss, they did make a little bit more right there. Income from continuing operations, obviously they made about the same as they did in 2014. In 2016 and 2017, they took a big, huge hit. And then let's go ahead and look at their net income. So this number right here is going to be the most important to us because it applies to our common shares. So we're going to take that number, which is $8,176,000,000, and we're going to plug it in here. So we want to take our net income. Then we want to go find our shares outstanding, which is going to be over here. So you can just do a quick Google search, GE shares outstanding. It'll probably pull up wide charts, and right here it is. It's 8.65 billion. So it's almost a 1-to-1 ratio right now for shares to net income. And then we want to figure out, so like I said, we want to take shares, the net income divided by the shares outstanding, which gives us 0.94. So for every share you have, you get a net income of basically almost $1. We want to take that and times it by 15. That's just what Graham says in his book, The Intelligent Investor. And so right now our entry price is probably around $14. It could be a little bit higher. If you're looking to get in at like 20 times, it's still a little bit overvalued, but obviously it might be a buy there. But I'm looking at 15. That's going to be a little bit safer. And then, so obviously right now they're trading too high, so that's going to be a big no to get in there. If that's what we're talking about. But we can go ahead and look at some other stuff just in case. I mean, maybe they're overvalued still there, but maybe there's other factors that would go into play with us getting into that stock. So like, do they pay dividends? And the answer is yes. And how we're going to figure that out is we're going to go to the historical data. We're going to go to dividends only. We're going to max this out, and we're going to go to apply. And we're going to go to apply again because I didn't click correctly. Oh, clicked on an advertisement. Alrighty, max. Come on, baby. Come on, give it to me. Okay, it just takes a little bit of while to load, I guess. Sometimes. Anyways, basically, they've been paying dividends for the last like 40 years. If it will load, I don't know if it will. sometimes they just don't want to work with me. There we go. Okay, so it loaded. So obviously they've been paying dividends like way the heck back into the 60s, 1962. So they've been paying it for at least 50 years now. So that's a yes. So that definitely helps if we're looking into buying. Then we want to calculate their assets versus their liabilities. And we're going to go back to our chart here in the financials. This time we're going to go to our balance sheet. Come on, baby. Balance sheet. And we want to take we don't want their total assets. We want to take their current assets plus their property and plant and equipment. So we want to leave out goodwill, intangible assets, and other assets and deferred long-term asset charges. So we're going to take that number plus 157, and that'll give us 209,322, something basically $209 billion $209 billion. And we go there. Then we're going to take the liabilities from here, which is this number right here. We don't want their current liabilities because long-term debt, other liabilities, and all that kind of stuff has got to be paid before you can collect any money on top of that. So if they were to go to bankrupt, they would. Right now, we're going to basically all their debt's got to be paid before anybody takes any money home with them, any owners or whatever. So we're going to take the 286 billion, put it in the liabilities format, and then we're going to take the assets versus liabilities. So right now we're looking at a negative $77 billion versus total current assets and liabilities, which gives us a negative 8.89 asset per share. So that means that it's another no on the buy. However, assets versus liabilities, total assets versus total liabilities gives us 78 billion, which gives us 9.1 per share. So that still equals a no. So this stock right now, GE stock, is not a buy until it drops down to around $14. And even then, I might be concerned because their current assets versus their liabilities is not looking too hot. But the dividends, since they do pay dividends, might be okay because that might eat up the risk that you run with their current assets. But anyways, let's go ahead and get into the question of the day, and that is, does chewing gum make you smarter? And I believe the answer is no. I don't think it's correlated at all. I wish it was correlated because I love chewing gum, but the only thing that my wife tells me chewing gum gets me is TMJ, which is like tooth, mouth, jaw disorder or something like that. I have no clue what it actually stands for, but that's what I heard it gives you. So chewing gum is probably not the healthiest thing, but I love just chewing gum. I don't know, maybe I have like an oral fixation or something like that. But anyways, if you guys have any questions about picking long-term stocks, Stash, Acorns, or Robinhood, as well as general investing advice, business, Etsy, or coaching, feel free to post those questions down below, and I will try to answer them the best I can. And until next time, don't forget to subscribe right up here, and check out My Wife Agrees to Be on the Show. And check out that video right here, and as always, thank you for watching. I really appreciate it.